Konnichiwa minasan, Nihongo no gakusei desu. In this video, we're going to learn the most common Japanese question words. And we start with nani or nan in some other cases. So this is the most common and most known Japanese question word because of course of the anime. Nani. So nani means what? Nani. For example, nani shiteru no? Nani shiteru no? What are you doing? Soji shiteru. Soji shiteru. I am cleaning. If we want to be polite, we can say, Nani o shimasu ka? Nani o shimasu ka? What are you doing? Soji shiteiru or soji shimasu. Soji shiteiru is of course a casual way of saying I am cleaning. So soji shiteiru, casual. Other examples, Nani o yondeimasu ka? Nani o yondeimasu ka? What are you reading? What are you reading? Manga no shinrensai desu. Manga no shinrensai desu. A new manga series. Manga, the Japanese comic book. Nani o tabeta? Nani o tabeta? What did you eat? Nani o ryori shimashita ka? Nani o ryori shimashita ka? What did you cook? Okay, so in these cases, nani, when followed by o, is most likely in the direct object position. So nani is the direct object. You are asking for the direct object. Okay, so another one, the most basic one. Kore wa nan desu ka? Kore wa nan desu ka? What is it? Or what is this? Kore wa nan desu ka? Kore wa jisho desu. Kore wa jisho desu. So in place of nani or nan, we put the thing. So we have jisho. Kore wa jisho desu. This is a dictionary. Okay, take note that when the question is ending with the question particle ka, like kore wa nan desu ka, we use this Japanese punctuation mark, a period. This is the Japanese period. But when there is no ka, like nani shiteru no? Nani shiteru no? What are you doing? We use the high intonation plus the question mark. Okay? So this is the basic difference. Okay, back again with nani. We have onamae wa nan desu ka? Onamae wa nan desu ka? When nani is followed by des, instead of saying nani desu ka, we just say nan desu ka. Okay? Onamae wa nan desu ka? What is your name? A polite question. Onamae wa nan desu ka? Hanamichi desu. Or onamae wa hanamichi desu. If you want to restate the sentence, onamae wa hanamichi desu or hanamichi desu. Both are of course good. Ima nanji desu ka? Ima nanji desu ka? What time is it? Ima gogo 1時半です. Ima gogo 1時半です. In place of nani or nan, we replace it with the hour. So gogo 1時. We add han after ji to say that it is 1:30. So 1時半. Gogo 1時半. This is the equation, so to speak. Gogo 1時半です. It's 1:30 p.m. We can also use ima jiwa nan desu ka? Ima jiwa nan desu ka? But this is not used at all. Okay? So we do not need to be fancy when creating Japanese sentences. We follow the rule. Okay, another one. Nansai desu ka? Nansai desu ka? How old are you? Or What year old are you? What year old are you? Nansai desu ka? For me, 30歳です。30歳です。はい。30歳です。not 30歳です。30歳です。30歳です。I'm 30 years old. 電話番号は何番ですか？電話番号は何番ですか？ So here, as you can see, 電話番号 means phone number. And when we are asking for phone number, we still use the kanji ban after nan. So, nan ban desu ka? We are using this when we are referring to numbers. Like this one, phone number. 電話番号は何番ですか？ 867-5309 です。867-5309です。It's 867-5309. Okay, another note is that when we are using the question word nani, it is not or cannot be followed by the particle wa. Okay, so there is no nani wa. So instead, it is followed by the particle ga. Nani ga tabetai desu ka? Nani ga tabetai desu ka? Ramen ga tabetai desu. Ramen ga tabetai desu. And when we are answering, we of course retain the particle ga. So, ramen ga tabetai desu. Ramen ga tabetai desu. I want to eat ramen. Okay? So here, nani is in the position of the subject. Another. Sora-san, nani o nomisugimashita ka? Sora, what did you drink too much? Biro nomisugimashita. Biro nomisugimashita. I drank too much beer. So here, nani is in the position of the direct object. Okay, what if we are asking what kind of? What kind of? So here, instead of using nani, we use donna. Donna. Okay? So this is in line with konna, like this. Sonna, like that. Anna, like that over there. Near the listener, away from both the speaker and the listener. Konna is near the speaker. Okay? For example, どんな tabemono ga suki desu ka? どんな tabemono ga suki desu ka? What kind of food do you like? Okay? So we say the basic. こんな tabemono ga suki desu. こんな tabemono ga suki desu. I like this kind of food. Okay? So this is not specific. Or そんな tabemono ga suki desu. そんな tabemono ga suki desu. I like that kind of food. Or あんな tabemono ga suki desu. あんな tabemono ga suki desu. I like that kind of food over there. Or we can change it with a more specific quality like karai. Karai tabemono ga suki desu. Karai tabemono ga suki desu. I like the spicy kind of food. Donna shigoto shite imasu ka? Donna shigoto shite imasu ka? What kind of work do you do? So here, instead of changing donna, we can just explain our work. 大学で教えています。大学で教えています。Okay, last example. どんな女性が好きですか? どんな女性が好きですか? What kind of woman do you like? So I say 賢い女性が好きです。賢い女性が好きです。I like smart women. Next, dare. Dare. Who? Dare. For example, anata wa dare desu ka? Anata wa dare desu ka? Of course, you can just say dare desu ka? Who are you? Dare desu ka? Keizai gaku no kyoshi da. Keizai gaku no kyoshi da. I am the economics teacher. But wait, because anata wa dare desu ka? Or who are you? Can be changed with donata desu ka? Donata desu ka? So what's the difference? This dare is used when referring to a third person. This dare is advised to be used when referring to a third person because this is too direct. While we can use donata when we are directly referring to a person that we are talking to because this is a more polite way of saying who are you. Okay? So donata is a more polite one. Dare is more direct. We try and avoid dare when speaking directly to somebody. Okay? So donata. It is of course understandable if we use dare instead of donata. The Japanese people will understand, of course. Okay, so donata desu ka? Who are you? Donata desu ka? Who are you? So we are talking to a teacher right here, so we use donata. Keizai gaku no kyoshi da. Keizai gaku no kyoshi da. I'm the economics teacher. Kore wa donata desu ka? So who is it? Or who is this person? Kore wa donata desu ka? Haitatsu-in desu. Haitatsu-in desu. It's the deliveryman. It's the deliveryman. Haitatsu-in desu. So when you are talking to a stranger and if you do not know him, we use donata. More polite way of asking who somebody is. Okay? Suki na haiyu wa dare desu ka? Suki na haiyu wa dare desu ka? Okay, so here we can use dare because we are referring to a third person, somebody that we are talking about. Suki na haiyu, favorite actor. Dare desu ka? Suki na haiyu wa dare desu ka? For example, Keanu Reeves desu. Keanu Reeves desu. It's Keanu Reeves. It's Keanu Reeves. Or we can use dare with the particle to. Dare to hanashiteiru no? Dare to hanashiteiru no? So we can combine dare with to, not only with ga. Dare to with whom? Dare to hanashiteiru no desu ka? Dare to hanashiteiru no desu ka? Who are you talking to? Joshi to hanashiteiru. Joshi to hanashiteiru. So dare is changed with joshi, boss, the boss. Joshi to hanashiteiru. Or it can be followed by ni. Dare ni. Dare ni denoshiteimasu ka? Dare ni denoshiteimasu ka? Who are you calling? Equivalent of the direct object, dare ni. Kore wa dare ni agemasu ka? Kore wa dare ni agemasu ka? To whom are you giving it? Kore wa haha ni agemasu. Kore wa haha ni agemasu. Okay? I'm giving it to my mother. Okay, so dare can also be followed by the particle o. And in this case, dare is in the indirect object position. Dare o matteiru no desu ka? Dare o matteiru no desu ka? Okay, so here we have dare o for whom? Kimi wa dare o matteiru no desu ka? Kimi wa dare o matteiru no desu ka? Yuji no matteiru. Yuji no matteiru. I'm waiting for my friend. And here, of course, it can be followed by dare ga. Ano ie ni wa dare ga sundemasu ka? Ano ie ni wa dare ga sundemasu ka? Who is living in that house? Okay? In that house. Yamada sensei ga sundemasu. Yamada sensei ga sundemasu. Yamada sensei or Professor Yamada or Teacher Yamada is living there in that house. Okay? Other examples. Dare ga naiteiru no? Dare ga naiteiru no? Who is crying? Akira-san ga naiteiru. Akira-san ga naiteiru. Akira is crying. Another is dare no. Dare plus no plus noun becomes whose. Okay? Possessive. For example, kore wa dare no kaban desu ka? Kore wa dare no kaban desu ka? Whose bag is it? Okay? So whose bag is dare no kaban? Dare no kaban. Another one. Kore wa dare no mono desu ka? Whose is this? Dare no mono. Whose? Whose thing is this? Okay? Whose thing is this? Dare no mono desu ka? So we can say Akira-san no kaban desu. Akira-san no kaban desu. Okay? So we replace dare with a name. Akira-san no kaban desu. Or we can just say Akira-san no desu. Akira-san no desu. It is Akira's. It's the same with the other question. Akira-san no mono desu. Akira-san no mono desu. It is Akira's. Right. Next question is itsu. Itsu. When? Itsu. Example, basic sentence. Kore wa itsu desu ka? Kore wa itsu desu ka? When is it? Party wa itsu desu ka? Party wa itsu desu ka? Okay, so the answer could be party wa ashita desu. Party wa ashita desu. The party is tomorrow. So here we replace itsu with a particular time frame like tomorrow, ashita. Party wa ashita desu. Party wa ashita desu. The party is tomorrow. Another. 私たちはいつ食べられますか？私たちはいつ食べられますか？ When can we eat? When can we eat? 後で食べられます。後で食べられます。We can eat later. So here, いつ is not followed by any particle. Okay? So it is written as is without any particle. But when we are answering like today or any particular time, of course, we must use the appropriate particle. Okay? So it is just when using itsu that we do not add any particle at all. Densha wa itsu tsukimasu ka? Densha wa itsu tsukimasu ka? When will the train arrive? すぐに着きます。すぐに着きます。It will arrive soon. すぐに着きます。いつ戻りますか？いつ戻りますか？ When will you be back? So, 多分来月戻ってきます。多分来月戻ってきます。Maybe next month I will return. Okay. いつ卒業するのですか？いつ卒業するのですか？ When will you graduate? 私は3月に卒業します。私は3月に卒業します。I will graduate on March. So here, again, itsu is not followed by any particle, but when we are answering like with the month, 3月, of course, adding ni is appropriate. Okay? So 3月に on March, because that's how it is when we are using month in a sentence. Next we have doko. Doko, where? Doko. これはどこですか? Where is it? これはどこですか? Where is it? So here, doko can be answered by koko, soko, or asoko. これはどこですか? Koko desu, or soko desu, or asoko desu. It's over there. Here it is. There it is. Okay? So these are the basic answers in where is it? どこが痛いですか? どこが痛いですか? Where does it hurt? Where does it hurt? お腹が痛い。お腹が痛い。Okay? お腹が、my stomach hurts. My stomach hurts. どこが病院ですか? どこが病院ですか? Where is the hospital? 病院は Okay, so when we answer 病院は as for the hospital, 銀行の後ろです。銀行の後ろです。So, 銀行の後ろ means behind the bank. 病院は銀行の後ろです。Or 病院が is also acceptable. The hospital is behind the bank. Okay, どこ can be also followed by に。どこに住んでいますか? どこに住んでいますか? Where do you live? So, we use に because 住んでいます needs に in its place. Okay? Blank に住んでいますか? フィリピンに住んでいます。フィリピンに住んでいます。I live in the Philippines. I live in the Philippines. フィリピンに住んでいます。Or, we can also use どこ because 散歩します is used with お okay? Not に. So we use here お。どこを散歩しますか? どこを散歩しますか? Where do you go for a walk? 私は公園を散歩します。私は公園を散歩します。I take a walk in the park. Okay? So again, 散歩します. The verb 散歩します takes the particle お. Okay? So that's why it is どこを not どこに not どこでどこを Okay? We can also say どこで So 明日どこで会いますか? 明日どこで会いますか? Where will we meet tomorrow? Okay, so で because this is a place. Okay? で And usually a place is followed by で doko で place plus the particle で So どこで会いますか? カフェで会いましょう。カフェで会いましょう。Let's meet at the cafe. Okay? So どこで and then どこに is the other one. Okay, now we go to how and why. And this how and why thing in Japanese is quite complicated because of many different words that can be translated to how and why simultaneously and interchangeably. That's why this part is quite difficult to understand. So we have dōshite, naze, ikaga, and then nande. Okay? So we start one by one with do. Okay? The basic how. The basic question. Word how. So it describes the status of things as well as actions. For example, ご旅行はどうですか? ご旅行は どうですか? How is your trip? How is your trip? いいです。Okay? 明日の夜はどうですか? 明日の夜はどうですか? How about tomorrow night? How about tomorrow night? Or asking when are we going to meet? Like for example, 新しい仕事はどうですか? 新しい仕事はどうですか? How is your new job? How is your new job? So here it is not asking how do you work. Instead, it is asking how the status of your new work. Okay? How is it? Basically, how is it? 一緒に来たらどうですか? 一緒に来たらどうですか? How about coming with us? Okay? How about coming with us? What do you feel about coming with us? Okay? 今度の日曜日はどうですか? 今度の日曜日はどうですか? How about next Sunday? How about next Sunday? So here we have another translation of how. どうして、どうして. But actually, どうして is also translated as why or for what reason. That's why it is also translated as why in Japanese. So to ask why, for what reason, and to ask how for a method. Okay? So this has a double meaning. For example, どうして来ないの? どうして来ないの? Why are you not coming? Right? Why are you not coming here? どうして来ないの? この字をどうして書けますか? この字をどうして書けますか? How do you write this character? Okay? So in this sentence, the meaning of どうして is asking how or what method. この字をどうして書けますか? How do you write this character? どうしてそれを知っている? どうしてそれを知っている? How did you know that? How did you know that? Again, the translation of どうして is how. どうしてそれを知っている? どうして日本に来たんですか? どうして日本に来たんですか? Why did you come to Japan? Why did you come to Japan? So here, どうして is translated as why. どうして日本に来たんですか? Why did you come to Japan? 君はどうして怪我をしたか? 君はどうして怪我をしたか? How did you get hurt? Last example. どうして太陽は暑いのですか? どうして太陽は暑いのですか? Why is the sun hot? Okay. So here you can use どうして to either ask why for a reason and to ask how for a method. Okay. So you can use this as a formal way of asking. Okay, another translation of why is なぜ, なぜ. あなたはなぜ外にいるのですか? あなたはなぜ外にいるのですか? Why are you outside? Why are you outside? So here, なぜ, unlike どうして is very direct and appears to be the rudest or most casual. So here, we do not use なぜ to strangers or to superiors. We use it for friends, families, okay? So, because it's very direct. なぜそんなことを言ったの? なぜそんなこと言ったの? Why did you say that? naze kare wa konai no desu ka? Naze kare wa konai no desu ka? Why is he not coming? Why is he not coming? Another translation of how is ikaga. Ikaga. But this is not the method, asking for method or how to do something. For example, kibun ikaga desu ka? Kibun ikaga desu ka? So here, we describe the status of things as well as actions, but this is more polite. So this is equivalent of do. Ikaga, do, same thing, but ikaga is more polite. Ocha wa ikaga desu ka? Ocha wa ikaga desu ka? How about tea? How about tea? Aji wa ikaga desu ka? Aji wa ikaga desu ka? How about the taste? Or how do you feel about the taste? How about the taste? Not good. Mazui o oishii. Onomimono wa ikaga desu ka? Onomimono wa ikaga desu ka? How about something to drink? How about something to drink? So when you are offering a friend or somebody a drink, so ikaga desu ka? Saikin shigoto wa ikaga desu ka? Saikin shigoto wa ikaga desu ka? How is your work recently? Okay. So here we can replace ikaga with do. So do desu ka? But this is more polite. Shigoto wa ikaga desu ka? How is your work recently? Okay, so here we have another one, nande. And it is translated to how and why. And this is interchangeable with dōshite that we have mentioned earlier. Dōshite also means how and why. But nande is more casual. For example, nande kita no? Nande kita no? In order not to be confused, when we see nande in hiragana, the question is most probably, why did you come here? But when nande is in kanji, nande in kanji, like nande kita no? But this is in kanji, this is most probably translated as, how do you come here? Because nande is translated as by what means. By what means. Okay? Other examples. Nande anna ni takai no desu ka? Nande anna ni takai no desu ka? Why is it so expensive? Okay, so here this is translated as why. Nande jinsei wa konna ni kunou de ippai nanda? Nande jinsei wa konna ni kunou de ippai nanda? Why is life so full of anguish? The next set of question words are dore, dono, dochira, donogurai, ikutsu, ikura. Dore, which, dore. Anata no pen wa dore desu ka? Anata no pen wa dore desu ka? Which is your pen among the many pens? Aoi no desu. The blue one, aoi no desu. Okay? So we can also say aoi no pen desu. But we can drop pen and just say aoi no desu, the blue one. Dore o nomitai desu ka? Which among the many drinks would you like to drink? Or what would you like or want to drink? Dore o nomitai desu ka? Juice o nomitai desu. Juice o nomitai desu. I want to drink juice. Nihon de ichiban takai yama wa dore desu ka? Nihon de ichiban takai yama wa dore desu ka? Which is the highest mountain in Japan? So that would be Fujisan desu. Fujisan desu. It's Mount Fuji. Okay? katakana to hiragana to kanji no naka de dore ga ichiban muzukashii desu ka? Katakana to hiragana to kanji no naka de dore ga ichiban muzukashii desu ka? Among hiragana, katakana, and kanji, which is the most difficult? Mochiron kanji. Mochiron kanji. Of course, kanji. So when we are using dore, we assume that there are more than two choices. So in this case, we are comparing three or more things when we are using dore. Okay? We'll get back to this point later. Next is dono. In using dono, we add noun. Okay? So dono plus noun. Dono hon wa yomu no ga suki desu ka? Dono hon wa yomu no ga suki desu ka? Which book do you like to read? Okay, so my answer is okini iri ga arimasen. Okini iri ga arimasen. I have no favorites. Dono kanji ga ichiban muzukashii desu ka? Dono kanji ga ichiban muzukashii desu ka? Which kanji is the hardest? Takusan arimasu. Takusan arimasu. So there is no particular answer because many kanji are hard to memorize, to write. Kimi wa dono michi o iku ka? Kimi wa dono michi o iku ka? Kimi wa dono michi o iku ka? Which road will you take? I say, kono michi o iku. Kono michi o iku. I'm going to take this road. This road. Okay? There's no name. Dono kuni ni ikitai desu ka? Dono kuni ni ikitai desu ka? Which country do you like to go to? Which country? ドイツと日本に行きたいです。ドイツと日本に行きたいです。I want to go to Germany and Japan. Another question word is dochira. Dochira, which means which way, which one, which of the two. Okay? So we'll clarify this word. Dochira ga suki desu ka? Dochira ga suki desu ka? So which do you prefer? Which one do you prefer? どちらでもいいですよ。どちらでもいいですよ。Either one is fine. Either one is fine. Right? コーヒーとお茶とどちらが飲みたいですか？コーヒーとお茶とどちらが飲みたいですか？ Which do you prefer to drink? Coffee or tea? コーヒーが飲みたいです。コーヒーが飲みたいです。I like to drink coffee. 日本と中国とどちらの方が美しいですか？日本と中国とどちらの方が美しいですか？ Which is more beautiful, Japan or China? So the answer, 日本の方が中国より美しいです。日本の方が中国より美しいです。Japan is more beautiful than China, of course. Okay, so here we can drop 中国より and just say 日本の方が美しいです。So here in dochira, unlike in dore, we are comparing only two things. Okay? In dore, we are comparing three or more things. Okay? So take note of that. Dore, three or more things. Okay? Next, ikura. Ikura, the basic one. How much ikura? So the basic question, これはいくらですか? これはいくらですか? How much is this? How much is it? How much is this? これは1300円です。これは1300円です。This is 1300 yen. Jitensha wa ikura desu ka? Jitensha wa ikura desu ka? How much is the bike? How much is the bike? これは3万6千円です。これは3万6千円です。いくらお支払いすればよろしいでしょうか？いくらを支払いすればよろしいでしょうか？ How much should I pay? 3万円です。3万円です。It's 30,000 yen. いくらあげたらいいですか？いくらあげたらいいですか？ How much should I give? いくらでも、いくらでも。Any amount as you can, or as much as you can. Any amount you can. Next is ikutsu. Ikutsu means how many or how old, and this is the polite form of asking how old somebody is. おいくつですか？おいくつですか？ How old are you? おいくつですか？18歳です。18歳です。I am 18 years old. いくつバナナを食べましたか？いくつバナナを食べましたか？ How many bananas have you eaten? 4本食べました。4本食べました。Okay, so we do not only use yon, the number, but we add the counter pon, okay, referring to banana. This is the complicated numbering and counting system in Japanese, which we have to learn. Okay, so 4本食べました。兄弟は何人いますか？兄弟は何人いますか？ So in this case, we do not use ikutsu when we are referring to how many people. Instead, we use the question word what. So here we have nannin, nannin. 兄弟は何人いますか? And then followed by いますか? 兄弟が一人います。兄弟が一人います。I have one sibling. Okay? So again, do not use ikutsu when asking how many people are there. Use nannin, nannin. いくつサンドイッチ残ってるの？いくつサンドイッチ残ってるの？ How many sandwiches are left? 残り1個、残り1個。One left. 残り1個。Next is Donogurai. Donogurai is asking the duration of time, distance, length, quantity, among others. So Donogurai, how long, etc. So we're going to check the sentences. For example, 家から駅までどのぐらいかかりますか？家から駅までどのぐらいかかりますか？ How long does it take from the house to the station? So, どのぐらい is roughly translated as how long. So, duration of time. どのぐらい。5分ぐらいかかります。5分くらいかかります。So, we add ぐらい to say approximately. So, it's about 5 minutes. 5分ぐらい. About 5 minutes. We can also use donokurai, which is okay. どのくらい日本語を勉強していますか？どのくらい日本語を勉強していますか？ How long have you been studying Japanese? 1年半頃です。1年半頃です。About a year and a half. Okay, so here we add goro and it means approximately. So it's approximately 1.5 year. 1.5 year. 1年間半頃です。銀行までどのぐらいの距離ですか？ Ginko made donogurai no kyori desu ka? How far is it to the bank? So here, as you can see, we added the word kyori, which means distance, to donogurai. So this is more a specific question. How long is the distance? Okay. Donogurai no kyori. Donogurai no kyori. How long is the distance to the bank? 500km ぐらいです。500km ぐらいです。About 500 meters. 富士山の高さはどのぐらいですか？富士山の高さはどのぐらいですか? Okay, so here we add the specific word takasa, the height. So the height of Mount Fuji. So donogurai, how high? In this case, the translation of donogurai is referring to height. So, Fujisan no takasa wa donogurai desu ka? How tall is the height of the mountain? 3776メートルです。3776メートルです。3776 meters. Another example. マリアナ海溝の深さはどのぐらいですか? マリアナ海溝の深さはどのぐらいですか? How deep is the Mariana Trench? So here, donogurai here is referring to the height, the deepness. Okay? So, 海溝の深さ, the deepness of the Mariana Trench. And how deep is it? So we add fukasa just to be clarified with what we are measuring. So, or what we are asking the measure of. So, Mariana Kaiko no fukasa wa dono gurai desu ka? 11,034メートルです。11,034メートルです。11,034 meters. 飛行時間はどれぐらいですか? 飛行時間はどれぐらいですか? So here, we can also use doregurai, which is the same, almost the same, and interchangeable with donogurai. So doregurai. 飛行時間はどれぐらいですか? How long is the flight? So we can restate 飛行時間は10時間です。飛行時間は10時間です。The flight takes 10 hours. And last example, we can use here donogurai, another version. Donogurai mata nakereba narimasen ka? Donogurai mata nakereba narimasen ka? How long do I have to wait? わずか10分です。わずか10分です。Only 10 minutes. Alright, thank you for listening and watching, and if you like my videos and my channel, please consider subscribing and leaving a comment in the comment section below. I will be posting more Japanese videos on vocabulary and other Japanese words, grammar, etc. in the near future. Thank you and see you in the next video.